My friends, whenever I give bomb gifts. Yeah. But whenever I give a gift, I'm always like, treasure this one because I might forget you next year. Like I recently found out that I have ADHD, and it's been the greatest excuse.
Damn, did Jeannie Mai's ex-husband call her trash? All of you had an opinion about Jeannie Mai saying that she's pregnant this week.
So now, things are getting real messy between Jeezy and Jeannie Mai, and he's not holding back at all. He's basically putting her on blast, throwing out claims that she got close to Anderson Paak with an agenda, saying she allegedly wants a baby to lock in a piece of his lifestyle and long-term security. And it doesn't stop there. He even hints at wild behavior, accusing her of doing things behind the scenes to make that happen, which has the internet buzzing like crazy. Now, people online are already whispering, connecting dots, and even speculating that she might be expecting, even though nothing's been confirmed. And you already know how fast social media runs with stories like this. It spreads quick and gets louder by the minute. But here's where it gets deeper. Jeezy didn't just leave that marriage quietly. He walked away dropping hints that something felt off, like he experienced behavior he wasn't used to at all. And now, with Jeannie being seen around Anderson Paak more and more, not just casually, but really present in his space, people are side-eyeing the situation heavy and asking one big question: are we watching the same pattern repeat itself all over again?
Hi, Jeannie. It's great to see you. Are the rumors true? Are you dating Anderson Paak?
Hi, guys.
Are you?
Have you seen his movie? It's so good.
How is it?
You look beautiful, Jay.
It's good to see you. It's good to see you arriving at Andy's.
And that moment right there, yeah, it didn't go unnoticed at all. Jeannie Mai hit that little smile like she already knew exactly what people were thinking, but chose to stay quiet anyway. And that silence, it's loud. If you actually listen closely to that clip, you can hear someone bring up Anderson Paak directly. She pauses for a split second, flashes that knowing grin, and just keeps it moving like nothing happened. Now come on, why react like that if it's all innocent? That wasn't just a random no-comment moment. That looked calculated. And let's be real, it's not just about her showing up, it's about where she showed up. She pulled up to Andy's, and that's not just any spot, that's Anderson's place, his lane, his whole vibe. And on top of that, he's inside performing, celebrating, living it up. That timing, way too perfect to ignore.
I learned about my preferences for things, the type of space that I need, the type of moments that I need to decompress about certain things, and this just unselfish nature, right? And so for me, it's almost like I've never experienced anything like that.
Now add this layer on top. While all this is playing out in public, things are heating up behind the scenes. Anderson's divorce, which had been quiet for months, suddenly jumps back to life. His estranged wife is now pushing for primary custody and spousal support, moving things forward fast. That's not random, that's pressure building. And the timing? Yeah, people are definitely connecting those dots. And this right here, this part matters more than people think, because that case wasn't going anywhere before. No movement, no urgency, no pressure at all, just sitting there quietly in the background. But now, the moment Jeannie Mai starts popping up around Anderson, suddenly everything picks up speed. Now the divorce is active again, lawyers are moving, and real decisions are being pushed forward. That kind of shift doesn't just happen for no reason.
It's a wreckage on everybody. So I think the majority is going to say, with children, it's harder. But divorce is just, it's experiencing death alive.
So now you've got two timelines running right into each other, and it's starting to look way less like coincidence and way more like something triggering action behind the scenes. And that's when people flipped the focus back to Jeezy, because he's already been through a whole marriage with her. The way he's speaking now, though, that's what's got people raising eyebrows heavy. Because listen, that's not how someone talks about a normal breakup. That's not "we had issues" or "it just didn't work out." That sounds like someone hinting that what went down was different, something deeper, something off. And when you line that up with how fast that marriage happened in the first place, yeah, now people are really starting to connect those dots and question everything.
Here's the difference with dating at 47. I'm not trying to be chosen. I'm deciding. I'm deciding if I like me when I'm with you? Am I fully me when I'm with you? It's been a minute since I let somebody see me, fully me.
So let's really break this timeline down because it moved fast, and that alone has people raising eyebrows. Jeannie Mai and Jeezy tied the knot in 2021, welcomed a child, and then just like that, by 2023, everything started falling apart. And by 2024, completely done, no turning back. And Jeannie herself didn't sugarcoat it either. She described that divorce as experiencing death while alive, which tells you just how heavy things got behind closed doors. So now you've got two completely different energies coming from the same situation. On her side, it's pain, emotions, feeling overwhelmed. On his side, he's hinting that he went through something unfamiliar, something he had never dealt with before. That contrast, yeah, it's making people look at this way deeper. Because now the question isn't just why did they split, it's what really went down in that relationship. And even more important, why does it feel like certain patterns might be popping up again in this new situation with Anderson Paak? And before anyone answers that, look at how Jeannie's moving right now. She's online talking different, saying she's not waiting to be chosen anymore, she's the one doing the choosing now. That shift, yeah, that's got people watching real close. So now she's out here talking about leveling up, saying she's got standards, saying people need to exit her life if they're not right, and that she's fully focused on herself. And on the surface, yeah, it sounds empowering, it sounds like growth. But then real life starts telling a slightly different story, because at the same time, Jeannie Mai is being seen around Anderson Paak, a man who is still actively in the middle of a divorce that just randomly picked up speed. And that's where things start to feel off, because now there's a gap between what's being said publicly and what's actually happening behind the scenes. And that gap, that's exactly where people start asking questions and looking closer. Because if you really dig into those Andy sightings, it wasn't just a quick pop in and dip situation. There's footage from inside showing them sitting real close in a booth, locked into conversation, vibing heavy. You can see him leaning into her ear, his arm wrapped around her, even touching her head in a way that doesn't look casual at all. That kind of body language, yeah, that's not random, and people definitely picked up on that energy fast.
How did it come to be? It's you and Anderson Paak together.
Yes.
Did you reach out to him? Did he reach out to you?
I reached out to him.
Why him?
He's brilliant.
Well, that's a good reason.
Now, hold on, wait a second, because this is where things really start to flip. Nobody caught them kissing on camera, that's true, but let's be real for a quick second. That kind of closeness, that's not how two people who are just friends usually move, and people picked up on that instantly. So now the conversation shifts again. It's not even about if Jeannie Mai and Anderson Paak might be dating, it turns into when did this actually start? And even deeper than that, what stage was he in personally when all this began? Because let's not forget, his divorce isn't some closed chapter. It's still active, still ongoing, still being worked through in real time. And now, suddenly, right when his connection with Jeannie starts becoming visible in public, his estranged wife is stepping in asking for more. Custody, support, financial backing, more control over the situation. That timing, yeah, it's raising eyebrows everywhere.
Like, I'm not reading the comments to see what somebody said about me good, because none of it matters. You know what I'm saying? This is my business. I may post stuff to support whatever I'm doing, but I'm not like sitting on social media scrolling, trying to figure out that's not my world. Like, I'd rather get out and see and touch people and talk to people.
So now it starts to feel like pressure is coming from both directions at once. And this is where that online theory starts gaining traction, not as confirmed truth, but as a pattern people think they're noticing between Anderson and Jeezy. People are saying, what if this isn't random at all? What if she tends to enter situations right when things are already unstable, not causing the chaos, but stepping in at the exact moment everything is shifting? And if that's even partially true, then the timing we're watching unfold right now, yeah, it starts to look a whole lot more calculated than coincidence. Now this is where everything starts looking real strategic. And yeah, this is exactly where it gets messy. Because that same night at Andy's, it wasn't just Jeannie Mai and Anderson Paak in the mix. Mariah Carey was there too. And let's not forget, Anderson had already been loosely linked to her before. So now you've got multiple connections circling around him at the same time.
You smell really yummy.
Yeah.
Yummy.
You like it?
Yeah.
I think it's called Oud.
It's called Oud.
Yeah.
Oh, Oud by Tom Ford?
Yeah.
Oh. Now, after that, the two of them actually started dating. They ended up getting married. She got pregnant. And once Jeannie Mai got pregnant, there was a lot of conversation, right? Because everybody's like, hey, like, you left your last marriage because he wanted a child and you didn't. And now you're pregnant with Jeezy, right? And so she sat down with her friend and she did an interview. And during the interview, she talked about a lot of the stuff that she realized that she had to work on within herself while being married to Jeezy.
I didn't notice that I had a hot temper until I got with Jeezy. And here's a person who is my equal and I really respect. And when I would spew some of my old habits, and he was like, like, that's not flying here.
So think about that for a second. You've got Jeannie showing up, Mariah in the same space, and all of this happening while his divorce is heating up behind the scenes. That's not just a coincidence, that's layers on layers, and it's making the whole situation look complicated real fast. Now, it's not even just about Jeannie and Anderson anymore. It's about the entire environment around him, the timing, the energy, the overlapping connections, everything hitting at once, and somehow she's right in the middle of it. And then you circle it back to Jeezy because that's what really adds weight to all of this. It's not just that their relationship ended, it's how he's moving now. He's out here acting like none of it matters, like it doesn't affect him at all. But that kind of energy, sometimes that says more than actually speaking on it. And people are definitely paying attention to that shift.
She also basically talked about the fact that, you know, it was two different kinds of relationships. And I guess in this relationship with Jeezy is what, you know, brought forth some kind of wanting to change or willingness to change. And so that also sparked her, you know, having a child, whatever the case is.
It has to do with the type of relationship you have and the type of respect you have for that person.
The two of them ended up obviously having only one child by the name of Monaco together. And right after that, the demise of their relationship, you know, began, and it began fast, right? There was a lot of speculation out there. Obviously, we had heard her say, you know, in that interview that, you know, her attitude was a big problem in the situation that he was, you know, not willing to deal with. And he let her know, like, you know, that's not going to fly here.
And when I would spew some of my old habits, and he was like, like, that's not flying here.
There was also speculation about, you know, her mother being too overly involved in the situation.
On the surface, sure, it sounds like Jeezy is just a man who's moved on, unbothered, living his life. But when you really listen to what he already said, it hits different. Because pairing that calm energy with him admitting he went through something he had never experienced before, that doesn't sound like peace. That sounds like distance. It feels less like closure and more like he's choosing to step back and not say too much, even though he already dropped enough to make people look twice. And that's exactly why this situation with Jeannie Mai and Anderson Paak is getting so much attention right now. Because if Jeezy's hinting that something felt off back then, and now Anderson's personal life is shifting at the exact same time Jeannie pops up around him, people are naturally going to start connecting those dots. Not saying it's direct, but the pattern is what's catching attention. Fast emotional connections, big life changes happening at the same time, relationships forming right when everything else feels unstable. And when you keep seeing that same setup play out again and again, yeah, it leaves people with one big question hanging in the air. Is all of this just coincidence, or is there something deeper going on behind the scenes that people are only just starting to notice? So now it all comes down to this. Are these timelines just overlapping by chance, or are we really watching the same cycle play out again, just this time with Anderson Paak right in the middle of it? Because if Jeezy already went through something he still can't fully explain, then what exactly is Anderson stepping into right now? That's the part that's got people locked in. Once you start lining everything up, the timing, the connections, the sudden shifts, it stops feeling random real quick. It starts to look familiar, like a situation we've already seen before, just happening with new faces and new energy. And at that point, it's not even just about Jeannie Mai anymore. It's about the pattern itself and whether people are finally catching on to it. So what do you think? Is all of this coincidence, or is there something deeper going on here? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.